With Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, the early metrics were not great for the 71st Primetime Emmy Awards. Watched by just under 7 million viewers from 8 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern, the hostless ceremony pulled in the smallest audience for any Emmys ever. It was a 32% fall from the Monday airing of the show on NBC last year and a 39% fall from the previous Sunday airing on CBS in 2017.
I didn't know it was on.
Wow.
There you go.
Hostless. No one cares. No, that's what gives it the fucking cachet.
Well, and nobody wants to host because it ruins their careers when you dig up an old tweet.
That's the world you made, you idiots.
I know, you fuckers. I mean, are you happy? Is this what you want?
Mission accomplished?
Also, I don't know. Is this progress? You know what I mean? Like, I keep telling everyone, like, okay, there was the iPhone, and then there's iPhone 3, and then there's the 10, and there's whatever. I get it. Like progress. Like your car's better than your parents' car was. Do you think this is progress?
Mm-mm.
Do you think
they're
moving toward the light here?
I think it is. I don't think they're going to watch in the first place. It's just people were never going to watch going like, I want it this way.
I don't, like, again, my problem with the progressive movement is they don't know when to fucking stop. They just have the word progress and movement, and they just keep going and going, and it's just, we're going to keep fucking going. It drives me nuts.
I have a theory about it. So you know how, like, American sports fans are kind of dumb. American political fans are also kind of dumb. They don't really know what they're talking about. We have this bravado here. We're built on this, like, you know, we can do whatever we want kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. He was grabbing a stick when he did that.
And our feminists are the same way. Our liberals are the same way. We're just dumb ones. We have feelings, and we haven't thought it through.
Right.
We just want to, like, yell shit out.
Yep.
Our feminists are dumber than our sports fans. They're just
Everyone's
as dumb.
Yeah. Right.
And that's who we're listening to now. Just idiots who are untrained. Go find a professor. Listen to what they're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he'll definitely get fired if you listen to him.
Yeah. So now we don't have a host. I miss a host.
Yeah.
And also,
love
Who's
the
going to
host.
watch? Who cares about the Emmys?
well, host also gives you something to kind of hang your hat on. You know what I
Did
mean?
you
Like,
see the
oh, that
monologue?
guy's hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah, want to see the monologue, whatever. Like, you're right. It comes and goes now. You never know what's happening because...
Just announce the winners then.
Right.
Which is basically all they did. I got a couple of them. I don't know
Sure.
how interested you are.
I have a stupid question.
Yeah.
Did the ceremony happen last night, or was it tape delayed?
It was Sunday night.
Yeah, it was.
It actually happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I
Did you think they were holding on to it for like a day or two?
have no idea.
Okay.
I literally don't know.
They have to vet all the winners to see if they have any sort of, like, weird
Making
tweets.
sure. I'll give you a couple. Outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series, Tony Shalhoub.
Oh, he's great.
He is great. Marvelous Miss Maisel. That is a great show. Adam's favorite, Alex Borstein for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She won for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series.
God, I've known her for a million years.
She's good on that show.
Yeah.
Bill Hader.
She's bad in my kitchen. One time
Not super nice.
she was like yelling at me in my kitchen, in my apartment. And I just went, hey, we're in my apartment. Like, go fucking take it out. Yell at me in the sidewalk, not
This
my
is my
own
safe
kitchen.
space.
Yeah, she married a friend of mine who, she married Doug Jackson, who changed his name to Jackson Douglas. I
That's
think
a
it's
conflict.
always confusing for me. But anyway.
Outstanding supporting actress. That's what she won for. Outstanding lead in a comedy series, Bill Hader for Barry. Outstanding lead actress. This was a big deal. Phoebe Waller-Bridge for a show called Fleabag that is sweeping the nation. But the big deal about this is Julia Louis-Dreyfus didn't win. She always wins. She wins every year for Veep. This was their last season, and she did not run a perfect table.
Man, I'm surprised that I could not care less about that part of that story.
Who
gives a shit? She won 8 out of 9.
She wins them all.
Fuck her.
Oh, wow.
Eat shit. You did fine. This
Now-
is a non-story.
Here's something that everyone needs to go ahead and pay their reverence to. Outstanding reality competition series, RuPaul's Drag Race wins again. They want a creative Emmy. They want a regular Emmy. Nobody cares about
It should win a creative Emmy because that costuming that goes into that is
Thank
bigger than any
you.
reality show.
Is the show super woke or is it super good?
It's both. I mean, it's not really woke. It's
well, no,
drag
it's
queens.
not woke. It's the whole premise is what we love.
Let me
right?
break it down for you. There's two kinds of drag queens. There's comedy queens and there's pageant queens. There's the pretty girls against the funny girls. And they all have to do things and they're all different shapes and sizes, but the hot, skinny chicks always win. And at the end, the last two on the pecking order have to lip sync for their life. And RuPaul says, good luck and don't fuck it up. And then one of them sachets away.
Okay, so you've seen the show several dozen times.
I think once or twice, yeah.
And Fleabag, which I'm told from Mike August is a funny show.
Supposed to be excellent.
But I've not seen it.
Couldn't tell you that was a show.
Yeah.
And it's on the Ring Doorbell Network?
Yes, Ring Doorbell Network.
What is that?
I don't know.
To watch someone else suppress your Ring Doorbell and pops up on your phone.
It's an app. If someone shows up on your porch and does a sketch, you can watch it on your phone. Stay away from the Blue Apron box. You can do the sketch. Like, I just feel like there are more outlets now.
There really are.
There
needs to be a way just like, can you just mind everything, just send me what I would like and leave everything else out? Is there a computer program that does that?
I think we're going to get to some chip you put in your head. It'd be nice. So this is supposed to be a funny show, but I haven't seen it.
I've heard about it for like a year.
And it's on Amazon, right?
I think it is now, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, but it's originally a BBC 3 show.
Right.
Turn the subtitles on.
English accent always wins.
Yeah. SNL beat, At Home with Amy Sedaris, Drunk History, documentary now. I Love You, America with Sarah Silverman, Who is America. Outstanding talk series, John Oliver. And, of course, Game of Thrones swept in all their categories.
That's bullshit because this is the worst season they've ever had.
It was pretty
Unless
bad.
it's special effects. They should win for that. But everything else.
Maybe costuming.
Those people should be shot for their writing. How
Really?
dare you take
Is it
a
that
fucking
bad?
artistic thing and just ruin it with your fucking garbage Hollywood interpretation? Fuck you. Both those guys. What are their names? I want to say their names
Yeah, what are their names?
What are their names? Lindelof and whatever? No, he's lost.
Yeah.
But funny you should say that because that was also the worst ending ever.
That was also the worst ending.
What happened to Game of Thrones?
Yeah, it
They
won't
got
matter to
famous
you.
and stopped trying.
Yeah, they stopped killing off main characters. It got really predictable. Yeah.
Dave Benioff or
Benioff.
Benioff.
Dude, I wouldn't hire him as an extra on anything I've ever done.
D.B. Weiss. Yeah.
They got in a lot of shit for that. They had people.
They should have. They should have gotten death threats.
They think they did. They had petitions. You have to do the last season over again.
Yeah.
People were pissed.
They went to go work on Star Trek, and they're just like, we'll just phone it in. Fucking 10 years we've all been watching.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's true.
Fuck them.
Is that from just you get busy, you start farming things out, and you can farm out, ironically, almost everything on a farm.
Yeah.
Like move that hay bale, all right?
Can do.
Let him do that. Like no one suffers, but you can't farm out this super creative shit, really.
No, it did not go
Can
well.
you?
People
The
were
whole last season, the
furious.
first 2 episodes, people were like, all right, it's ramping up, I guess. And then, like, they had, like, one decent episode out of 6.
Yeah, one minor character got killed. One heroic character that we've all been rooting for how many seasons turned bad. It was just
None of it made sense.
Yeah.
Half their army got wiped out. Then the next episode, they have their full army back again.
yeah.
I have the same relationship with Game of Thrones, which I do with my kids. Which if I keep a long
You don't
enough,
love them?
I take an emotional distance to it. I'll never be disappointed.
That's true.
That's a good idea. That's smart.
Well, some Kevin Hart updates.
So your son robbed the liquor store. Well, there you go.
Sure.
But what did he not rob?
That's right.
And have just stories about all the
Someone's got to rob him. Yeah.
Well, Kevin Hart and the 2 people in his car that crashed September 1st have all lawyered up, according to TMZ, and everyone's expecting a big lawsuit. So sources with direct knowledge say the driver, which was not Kevin Hart, who sustained serious back and chest injuries, has an attorney, as does the passenger in the back seat, which I think was his wife, who sustained only minor injuries. Kevin has a lawyer. TMZ is told that Kevin is in the crosshairs of the 2 people in the 1970 Plymouth Barracuda because the car didn't have safety harnesses or airbags.
He's in the crosshairs because he's rich.
That's it.
And
Right.
that's anyone who's in the crosshairs is rich.
But they're kicking the crosshair can down the road, too, because the company that customized the car could also be looking at a lawsuit because the argument says that the company is the expert. And even if Kevin wanted a custom job without safety harnesses, they had to do the right thing and make sure the car was safe.
They're a little empty baggy, whereas Kevin has millions
He's a
of
full bag.
dollars.
Yeah.
They don't have millions of dollars. Their insurance will go up to $750 or
Right.
whatever, but they don't have deep pockets, funny money. Also, I love any lawsuit where the argument is basically like, look, you know I'm an imbecile. You shouldn't have let me drive this car. You shouldn't let me
known better.
borrow your gun. You know I'm
Yeah.
a fucking spaz, right?
You don't give keys to a
fucking
5-year-old.
idiot? Yeah, you don't know what the fuck I'm doing, right?
The spaz law.
It's your fault for thinking I was competent in doing something.
That's on you.
Yeah, you should have known there's no way I can operate this motor vehicle because I'm a fucking spaz. Like, I love it. We have to make that argument, which, by the way, people happily will to get paid.
Sure.
You should have fucking known I didn't know what I was doing.
It's just because he's rich. If that same guy wasn't Kevin Hart and got out of the car and go, I don't speak English, you'd be like, fucking get out of here then.
Right. I agree. And also, was it his trainer or who? His friend? Did we ever figure out what?
I think his wife is a trainer, right?
Here's what I couldn't figure out. It's weird that we used to train animals and now we train people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. So
not training him to do tricks.
The trainer used to mean something like, "Where's your pistol?"
You had a stool and a whip.
Tell middle-aged broads what to do. That's not really a trainer.
Putting your head in a lion's mouth.
Yeah, you should get a wife trainer to be like, listen, the attitude you have when he comes home every day, he pays for all this. We need to come on, let's go.
We need a break. Yeah.
Some reassignment surgery.
Yeah, you're probably wondering why I'm wearing these knee-high black boots, leather boots. I train. But this ain't happening in a fucking gym, bitch.
No.
We're going to do this in the kitchen.
Just as you come home and she's like,
That's right.
oh, hey, nope, spray in the face with water. You get up when he comes home.
That's right. And I'm going to put bitters on the dick of his boyfriend who you're blowing.
Yeah, it's a negative reaction.
Yeah. So,
That story's
by the
not
way,
going away.
I'll hit you with a squirt bottle if you're not on the bed. It'll be like the opposite of the dog being on the bed.
Right.
So there is this part too, and I've never been able to figure out who the guy is and who the girl is, but they're looking for deep pockets. And I was talking about this on CarCast, my car show. I was saying, Dodge sells these crate engines. And the crate engine is a crate engine for the Demon or the Hellcat or whatever it is. It's an engine that's got 750 horsepower. And those, you just buy it from them in a crate. At some point, they're going to go after Dodge and go, hey, man, you can't just sell. This is like selling a bazooka to somebody. Like, this thing's a weapon. They're going to drop. You want to take this thing and, just drop it into this car from the 60s. Of course this is going to happen. You need to vet who you're selling this to. Like, are you a drag team? Are you certified? Who are you to buy this engine? Sort of, I guess, like if I sold my neighbor a gun or somebody sold someone a gun who wasn't trained or didn't have a background check or whatever.
It's interesting. I wonder if there's some law, because otherwise, for every mass shooting, they'd be suing Smith & Wesson. For every drunk driving accident, they'd be suing Heineken. You know what I mean?
Well, they tried doing that.
try.
The manufacturer should be liable, but then Bernie was like, no, make it illegal. But don't say you can legally sell this and then later say we'll get you in trouble. But it's the same thing with tattoo parlor guy. If somebody comes in drunk and wants a shitty butterfly, you should, human to human, you should be like, no.
It's not a good idea.
And you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll probably put some restrictions on who gets these engines. But I imagine when they start looking for deep pockets, they'll start looking everywhere. Jared Black, actor, producer, he was driving, and Rebecca Broxterman, who was the girl or the girlfriend, or they're engaged. Okay, and she's a personal trainer who trains Kevin's wife. All right, that's the connection. That's the connection.
So, that story's not leaving the headlines anytime soon. Speaking of which, there's an active warrant out for Andy Dick's arrest after an Uber
What
ride.
number is
The
this?
story's from 2015.
Where he allegedly groped his Uber driver, according to TMZ. He was allegedly riding in the Uber back in April 2018 when, according to the driver, Andy reached over, grabbed his crotch. It's unclear what led up to the incident, but the driver did not take it well.
Wait, Andy Dick?
The very same.
What rating did he give Andy on that ride?
1 star. They went to the LA County Sheriff to file a report. Cops completed their investigation, and the DA's office decided to charge Andy with misdemeanor sexual battery. Apparently, the arrest warrant was issued back in March, but the actor hasn't been detained yet. And we know it's not the first time he's faced this charge. TMZ broke the story back in July 2018. The LA City attorney slapped Andy with a misdemeanor sexual battery for allegedly groping a stranger. That time it was on the street. And then he got knocked out recently. We watched that video.
Yeah, cold cocked. And that guy says he was groped by Andy.
It seemed weird to say that guy just out of the blue punched Andy Dick. When I heard that, I was like, something doesn't quite add up. But the way you just said that was like, yeah, that could be more believable.
The guy who they caught up to, and you shouldn't cold cock people, but when they warm cock you earlier that night, then it's easier to cold cock them.
Yeah.
But
you better lay off my dick or I'm going to start getting punchy.
I never got the groping part because it felt like you don't really. It's like all the calories and none of the satisfaction. You know, like a lot of potential lawsuits and slaps in the face and boyfriends punching you out and shit like that, without a lot of sex.
Yeah.
You know, like what can you really get out of a grope?
What's the
you
thrill?
know? Yeah,
Not worth the risk.
It's not worth the risk.
But it happens so much that in Japan they come up with that anti-groping ink on the trains.
I mean,
really?
look at the
Yeah.
guy. Look at the guy who grabbed Terry Crews's junk. That guy got like run out of Hollywood. It's just, it never really pays the bills. The groping.
Do you imagine if you said like, okay, this guy grabbed Terry, whatever, Terry Crews's junk, and something bad happened to him? My first thought would be like, he got the shit beat out of him by Terry Crews.
Right.
And you're like, no, run out of Hollywood. You're like,
Right.
What?
No, Terry Crews went to Congress.
Oh yeah. To say like, my junk was grabbed.
It's so weird that everyone has to go speak. Like, I don't know. By the way,
Was it fun?
Well, you spoke.
When you did it?
I spoke.
I've
yeah.
seen that video a bunch of times, little clips of it. It must have been fun.
I didn't need to speak either. They call you to speak. What are you going to do? Like, my dance card's full. I got to go down to Porto's and buy flan.
You weren't
Sorry.
even speaking on any sort of like law that they're thinking of making, were you?
I didn't
Just
even
like,
know.
Just pontificating.
I didn't actually know what was going on. All I knew is that they wanted me to speak on free speech and that general subject, and I just was like, okay,
Yeah, you have to go.
you got to go.
Cool invitation.
Yeah, no, I had to do it just so I could tell my mom, and she could go, oh, well, there you go. So,
I guess I was wrong then. Those 8,000
so
times
I just
said.
did it to say I did it, but I don't know what Terry Crews is talking about. Like, he's probably like, you know, when you're at a big Hollywood party and everyone's like, no? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, you know when you're a huge black man? No. Okay. Well, you know when you're a huge black man and you're at a Hollywood party and some skinny Jewish guy grabs your dick? No, and no. Well, anyway, this is an epidemic proportions. I mean, this is sweeping the nation. Ask any NFL interior lineman who's had their dick grabbed by a miniature Jewish guy at a party if he doesn't feel that. It's like, I don't even know what this is.
That's my favorite thing about the Time's Up movement, you know, the pre-Me Too movement, when it was
Right.
just actresses saying, like, we're sick of having been told, but we need to suck a dick to get a job. Right, women? And women at home were like, no, I already don't want to do my job.
Right.
If you add I have to suck a dick to be a paralegal, I'll just leave. Like,
Yeah.
we're not in a position like you actresses are. We're going to make $10 million if we do it.
Yeah. Sad state of affairs. So, wait, who was doing what? What story was this?
Andy Dick.
Oh, Andy Dick. Andy Dick. Groping is not. It's like groping is great for summer, but it's not a lifestyle.
It's
You
the
know what I
Aperol
mean?
spritz of molestation.
Yeah, you get a little too much. You get beatings. You get cold cocked.
Yeah.
You get sued. You know,
Arrested.
there's too many cameras. Everyone's got a phone with a camera in it. Like, just don't.
Too much of a
not way of
liability.
life.
No.
Yeah.
Brian, I would love to do a Germany or Florida if you have a moment.
Sure do.
All right.
What's
Which
that?
godforsaken land is this fucked up story from? Let's play Germany or Florida.
All right. So a woman who wanted more tomatoes during dinner is facing criminal charges after allegedly assaulting elderly relatives over the incident. She's 19 years old. She became incensed when she was denied additional tomatoes that she asked for during supper. So she allegedly threw a bottle at her grandfather and a pack of cigarettes at her 73-year-old female relative who was struck in the eye with the
Soft
cigarettes.
pack or hard pack?
Doesn't say.
That would tell a lot.
Yeah.
When confronted about her
It's not-
behavior,
it's a soft pack's not.
Something's more of a European.
when confronted about her behavior by her
Filtered or unfiltered?
grandfather,
There's a non-filtered being more
true.
of a German European thing.
she allegedly grabbed a knife and began threatening him with that.
Menthol, because I can narrow it down even more if you like.
Witnesses told the authorities she then chased her grandfather with the knife and poked the weapon at his face until authorities arrived.
I'm
All
going to
because she
say,
didn't get
even if it
tomatoes.
happened in Germany, it is an American revisiting
think?
their relatives. Yeah.
This feels like Florida
It
to
feels
me.
like Florida to me, too.
It feels just so Florida. I have to go with everyone else and say Florida.
I don't know. I thought the tomato dinner might seem a little European, but yes, this did happen in Florida. She said she, quote, wanted her fair share of tomatoes, and she didn't get them, so she started throwing bottles at Grandma and trying to stab Grandpa.
By the way, that same person, 2 days earlier, I'm sure, was starting a rage online about somebody saying the wrong words.
Right.
So, like, that's the type of person everyone's listening to.
Yeah. Yeah, this Shane kid needs to be dropped from SNL. Come on, people.
By the way, he's handling it great.
I would have... well,
it's
you
hard
don't
for a lot of
have
people.
to, but I don't... Also, did he do a lot of characters and voices and things like that? I mean,
No.
he's doing stand-up. Was
Yeah,
he
I
known?
think he knew. We were all telling him, too. It's like, this isn't the right show for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, he'll be trying to write sketches for the first time. He doesn't do impressions, doesn't do characters.
They
so
said
it's
he
like,
had a great audition.
He
I
did
wonder.
a stand-up in his audition. He did a great thing about the Special Olympics.
How is that? So you don't really do characters.
Yeah.
You don't write sketches. You're essentially a stand-up. Why is that? Even you have a killer 5-minute set, but you're still a stand-up.
Was he going to be Weekend Update?
I'm
You
sure they
think?
would have given. I think they give you parts on weekend updates like every third week and stuff to try to like get you going. But I don't really know how it works.
Oh, you know that move like on Weekend Update where they slide
Yeah.
the chair
Uh-huh.
in and
Yeah,
do
yeah,
the
yeah.
like drunken girl and they do the whatever.
Crazy aunt.
They should just slide in and go, guy who's bitter that he's thrown off of SNL guy. And he just slides in. If they had a sense of humor about
That'd be
themselves and he explained like, well, I'm living at home and I'm having trouble getting dates and the stigma's kind of following me around and I'm pretty pissed off. And by the way, those jokes that Colin just said, I could have written much better, but you guys don't.
The cool thing would have been to have a guy who's like kind of Republican go in there and try to like offset the liberal thing there with just funny,
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice. Every once in a while they do get off that sort of, they do zig when they normally zag. Like every once in a while they'll make fun of, I don't know, it's like, 800 Trump jokes, which is fine, but every once in a while they'll give like a Hillary joke
Right.
or something in there. But yeah, a little more of that would be better.
Not even like pro this, just from this point of view.
Yeah.
Just like I don't know. I don't know what it would be. It'd be nice because that show is like it's fun to go live. It's fun to be there. They put on a good live show, but some of the stuff is so intentionally unfunny that I'm like, what happened? Do you remember after Hillary
Intentionally unfunny in the
Okay,
woke
call this up.
department?
No. Yeah, after Hillary Clinton lost, they don't even
Oh.
think Trump won. They just had someone dressed up as Hillary Clinton,
Kate McKinnon.
singing Hallelujah,
Yep,
Right, just
playing
the
the piano.
alone, and I'm like, you guys are a sketch show.
Yes.
You've lost your way.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing? Do it through sketches. Make some funny jokes.
That was bizarre.
I totally agree,
Oh my God.
and it happens when
You think you're too
comedians,
important.
like when comedians become sort of activist comedians or whatever, and it's like, look, say all the things you want to say, but say
Through
them
your-
in a joke form. Like
Yeah.
I just did the roast, and I did a joke where I said, Hollywood, what a fucked up town. Like we're insane. Caitlyn Jenner found out he wanted to cut his dick off, and everyone like applauded it and thought it was awesome. I found out it was a Republican. Everyone went nuts, and I said, "Cut your dick off, hero." Cut taxes, Hitler. And it was like, all right, so you got
Yeah, you
that
do
point
it
of
through the art
view,
form.
and you got a joke, and it was like within the confines of a joke. But
Yeah,
it
you wouldn't
sort of-
just get up there and say, isn't it crazy how someone who says cutting taxes is worse than cutting your dick off?
right.
Anyway, that's my time.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
not a
do
joke.
it. Do it. That's always my thing, which is put it in the form of a joke.
Yeah. Or like, do you ever meet a Christian who's like a good Christian who's not, and so they just lead by example. They're just always
Right.
helping like homeless people and like giving you a hand up, and they don't
Right.
say like you should accept Jesus in your life. They just
Right,
do
they
it,
just
and you're
do
like, it makes me as someone who sees that more likely to be like, hey, Christians aren't that bad.
Yeah.
So make a joke about that. That's
No, you're right.
crazy how
You're
woke
right. The
everybody
Kate
is.
McKinnon thing was just weird, and also, I do also feel like when you are SNL, we get it that you lean left, but you're not supposed to make proclamations of
Yeah.
here's where we stand.
Right.
What you're supposed
to just know.
You're supposed to go, if Trump fucks up, we'll be on him, and if Hillary fucks up, we'll be on her. Like that's sort of the way
The sword of truth.
we kind of want it.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah.
I don't want to just know you're all in on one side or the other. I'd like to think that you have an equal chance. It tearing both sides a new asshole.
I remember before the election and all these comedians. I mean, comedians in general are pretty left wing, pretty liberal. Most of them are like for gay marriage and stuff like that, or for the right to it anyway. But like all these comics were like, well, if Trump does get elected, I'll have a lot more jokes. And then they all just stopped making any jokes.
Right. And they started making proclamations.
And it's not like he's not giving you ammunition. Fucking write a bit. Write a joke about it.
Look.
The tweets are ridiculous.
The whole point of comedy and the reason why it works, it's effective. It's sort of like a good jingle or good slogan for a company. Like, oh, you get your point across, it stays in people's heads, and it makes you go, oh, yeah. Like, it kind of makes you do that. You just going on long-winded tirades about how much you hate this guy or that guy doesn't... It's not comedy, and it also doesn't really make the point.
Can you imagine other art forms doing that? In the middle of a novel, just between chapter 4 and 5. Just says, hey guys, this is the author here. I just want to say that I stand for this. In the middle of a fucking song. Just like, hey, stop the music for a second. I just want to tell you I'm for gay marriage.
You mean Bono?
Oh, so that's U2's act.
Yeah.
Well, also, we'll know what you stand for by the joke you make oftentimes.
Roger Waters put on a show. I was on acid, granted, grain of salt, but he does a lot of anti-Trump stuff in his fucking live act, but it never stops playing music. It's part of it. He has this giant inflatable pig with like a baby Trump riding it. And it's just like, man, I'm in this. This is great.
Ari was at the DMV.
Did you see the inauguration?
He had this. He had giant
people than Obama. I know. I just fucking sing the stupid song and knock the wall down.
Dude, he had a giant inflatable pig. I mean, massive, the size of this room. And you're like, oh, it's a piggy bank. Then it turns and it says on the top,
Provided we fall.
On the other side, it goes, taxes go in here. And then on the ass, it goes, guns and bombs and death come out here.
Wow.
You're blown out on psychedelics going like, fuck.
Is that how it works?
When he was done building the wall, Beto O'Rourke crashed through it like Kool-Aid with 3 Mexicans on his shoulders.
See.
All right, one more, Gina.
All right. Well, some very, very sad news. Lenny Dykstra will not fight the Bagel Guy, Chris Morgan.
Oh, no.
The ex-MLB star has pulled out of the celebrity boxing match just days before it was set to go down. Dykstra has been promoting the September 28th event for weeks. He's been training, trash talking, doing everything, but now it's all over. Lenny went on Howard Stern Monday morning to make the official announcement. His attorney issued a statement explaining Dykstra pulled out to focus on preparing for his upcoming trial stemming from a malpractice suit.
Bullshit. 3 days out?
3 days out.
What preparation is he going to do?
As TMZ previously reported, Lenny filed a $15 million lawsuit against LA County and several deputies claiming he was beaten badly while serving a jail sentence in 2012. Now he's suing the Boucher law firm, which represented him in the lawsuit.
From the water boy?
Didn't he make money in laundromats and something?
There's car wash.
Car wash?
Something like that, yeah.
And his new attorneys believe the boxing match would be just too distraction with all this legal stuff going on. And the fight will not be rescheduled.
Oh, they can't get Buttafuoco to step in?
Well, Bagel Guy wants a new opponent, so somebody's got to step in.
Bonaducci's on the other line.
Well,
Fight him, Adam.
when they have those boxing matches and they have like 7 fights on the card, there's always a fighter or two that's just sitting back there
Waiting.
just waiting.
The fluffer.
If there's first round knockouts in the first 3 fights, the first 3 fights are scheduled for 8 rounds.
Right.
But if they go 2 rounds, the first 3, you're fighting tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Which has got to be the most nerve-wracking job in the world.
To
That's
not
right, with the
know.
adrenaline drops like that.
Yeah, like you show up at the Olympic Auditorium and you may be fighting tonight or you may not be fighting. And then there's like the first fight goes 3 rounds and you're like, all right,
I'll
should I
start
be
drinking.
rooting for the second round? Want to go long or...
Getting yourself in a frame of mind.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
it's
should
weird.
fight the Bagel Guy, Corolla. Gina, you be his manager. Just
Okay.
like Elizabeth-style
Sure.
manager.
Yeah, Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Miss Elizabeth.
I would love to see that. You fucking trip that Bagel Guy as he's running it at him.
Well, I feel like the Bagel Guy already fought in the bagel store, right?
Yeah, that's how he got this job.
All right, so Lenny's
Dexter's out.
And and there's nobody in. You got to have someone on speed dial. You got to
Yeah,
have
I'm
somebody
sure they
there.
do.
Just go to World Star Hip Hop and find anyone.
That's right. All right, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news. She's prettier than you bumpy ass bitch.
That was the news with Gina Grad.